4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live! Welcome back to the INVICTUS stream! My name is Harlan, as always, and I am here with my amazing friend Alex.
Hello!
My red friend Chris.
Hey, good evening.
My I have no word Justin. And Michael.
Welcome back.
And we are back with Game 8 of Numenera. We are so excited to be here, and we are dressed in the garb of our country.
Our nation.
Red and white, our nation. Because it is, of course, Canada Day here in Canada. And to celebrate that, we are, well, it's Canada Day everywhere. You should all be celebrating it, obviously.
Definitely.
But to celebrate the fact that it is Canada Day, we're doing a nice, beautiful little poll for the United States. So I want a quick shout out before we go into everything. If you haven't voted yet, please quickly go and vote so we can do that. But while we do the voting, Justin is going to serenade us with the national anthem. So.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, true north, strong and free. Is there an echo in here? From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand or sit on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand or sit on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Very nicely done, Justin. That was very nicely done. I'm speechless.
Thank you.
I'm literally speechless. Well done. So as Justin just reminded us, today is Canada Day. Thank you so much for being with us. We are, of course, the INVICTUS stream, like I said, Numenera, and all that stuff. I want to blanket the beginning, as we always do, with a big old warning that it is an 18-plus show. Why is it an 18-plus show, Mike?
Because we might say some naughty words, as Justin also mentioned, like boobies.
Boobies. All right? Boobies are going to get mentioned, described, and possibly drawn in this show. So if you feel like you are not mature enough to see some swear words and some bad stuff like that, I understand if you turn it off. We'll hate you, but that we'll understand. So, of course, if you like our video, please like and subscribe and do all that stuff. We love doing this, and we get no better satisfaction than when you like our shit. So please like our shit. And it makes Alex dance.
Satisfaction!
Yeah, it gives us satisfaction. Sexual satisfaction. All right. So, as with all of our shows, you can interact with us by spending XP on our Facebook page. If you are not currently joined to our Facebook page, stop being stupid. Go over there right now and join so you can comment along with everybody.
What are you waiting for? Go!
What are you waiting for? Mike is going to put a post up right now that if you comment
yes, I am.
That if you comment under, you're going to earn XP for watching the show, and underneath you can spend XP and stuff like that. Other than that, I hope you guys are having a good week. Is everyone having a good week?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah!
I hope so. What have you guys been doing? What have you been playing? Justin and Chris and I have been playing a lot of Killing Floor. Justin and I were playing some Minecraft the other day. We just posted a video, so you might, if you know anything about Minecraft, you might enjoy that. But we're having a good week, and we're excited because we had a day off today, holiday. One thing I do want to mention is, of course, we always do a weekly poll. This week, as I mentioned, is a American-themed cipher poll because we have done a Canadian-themed cipher poll, and it felt unfair to do another Canadian one on Canada Day. So, I am going to read the results momentarily. to announce the winner. Of course, every week we do a reward tier system. First place gets 4 XP and the chance of having your cipher used in game. Second is third, 2, and then 1 for even entering. So everyone who's entered, all 6 or 8 of you, I think it was 6 this week, are going to get some experience points for this that you can help us. And again, we appreciate it so much when you guys do this. So thank you. It's so fun to interact with you guys and hear some fantastic ideas. And I gotta say, there were some great American ideas this week. A lot of them made me fond of that red, white, and blue and all that. America. So, I'm going to read those in a second. If you haven't voted, please quickly take a look at them and vote. I will mention that we are kind of announcing a new little thing this week. You might have noticed on our Facebook page that we are starting a little bit of a movie club, the INVICTUS Stream Film Club. And what we're going to be doing is every week we're going to be picking a movie at total random, relative random, and we're going to be watching it. On Sunday morning, we're going to discuss over Facebook, maybe over camera, if there are enough people there, to say, see how we liked it and what we thought of it. This week, I checked, and I'm pretty sure it's on American Netflix too, so you can check it out there, is a movie called Take Shelter. I know nothing about it. It got a bunch of good reviews, and I've been wanting to see it for a while, and I thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun to invite everyone to watch it? So if you have some spare time this weekend or even the rest of this week, try to watch it, and then you can join in the discussion and let us know whether you liked it or hated it. And I picked one that I had no prior connection to, so I wasn't offended if everybody hates it. So what about you guys?
Like
you guys want to watch
it? It's like a book club, but for those of us that can't read, we can join in.
Exactly.
Role-playing games must be so hard for you, Michael. So hard.
I adapt quickly.
You got the Braille version, right?
That's right.
He just looks at the pictures and kind of guesses. He's like, this looks like it would be tough. +4. So yes.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it.
Good,
Sure.
and I'm excited to watch it. Like I said, I know nothing about it. It could be crappy, and we could tear the thing apart. But if you're interested, please watch it and join us on Sunday so we can talk about it. That is what we introduced this week, and other than that, I am excited to read the winner of the poll. So, without further ado, let me refresh my page and start a drum roll sound effect. That was not a drum roll sound effect. All right, and the winner is, I mean, come on, by a landslide. We got the Colonel's Box by Greg Bush. And a big round of applause to him. Greg, fantastic submission. Honestly, really liked it, dude. I voted for myself. In fact, I think, did everybody vote for it? Everybody in the INVICTUS stream voted for it? Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
We all voted for it. I thought it was really funny. It was really cool.
Justin's looking a little suspicious there.
I may or may not have forgot to vote.
In his heart, I'm sure he would have voted for it. So,
Yeah,
put it this
I
way.
would.
First place, 4 points right there for Greg. Second place, we got the Healthcare Fix by Yannick. Another really cool idea.
That one was close for me. I was on the edge there, but it was all about the secret spices.
And FYI, for those who don't know, Colonel Saunders' first name is Harlan. So if you, yeah, that's why I picked it. Obviously, anything that's going to be me, right? And tied for third place. So that's 3 XP to Healthcare Fix by Yannick. And tied for third place, we have the Red, White, and the Boom by Gabe, another longtime viewer, and the Upsize Pin of Growing by Mark. 2 excellent submissions. Good job, guys. And for the other 2 guys, Bob and Florian, I'm going to go with, you guys both get 1 XP for joining. So again, thank you so much for submitting ciphers. Yeah, we'll do another fake round. Every week we have ciphers posted on Thursday morning. Sometimes they're a little later. So please submit something. Even if you think it's not a great idea, you're going to get some XP, which is going to help us in this game as well as the game after this. Now, to give you a little bit of a quick heads up, after we're finished Numenera, which we're going to finish till 10 games, we are going to be launching a few one-offs for the Running Dead as well as another End of the World. And then another kind of mystery one that we might be doing before we start the Call of Cthulhu. I forgot which way my hair was going. Before we start Call of Cthulhu around August. So all of the XP that you earn now is going to be helpful during those other games. And if you don't know what those games are, go check them out, because Justin ran a fantastic game of The Running Dead, which he kind of created, and it's one that is really fun. A little bit of a Hunger Games meets Left 4 Dead meets Running Man, I guess. It's kind of the best way to describe it.
Running Man!
Running Man! Down! I need to get out of here.
I hope you have enough room for my fist, because I'm going to ram it in your stomach and break your goddamn spine!
Well
So
done.
don't mess with Justin. But so Running Dead is one of his creations, and you pour through XP like nobody's business playing that game, because you can hinder us any chance you get. And we might see the return of some loved characters like Dennis Collins. Who knows? All right. So other than that, we don't have anything else to talk about. Other than that, that was it. So again, thank you all for watching. If you like this, please like the video. We really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's go to Alex for his MS Paint recreation of how we ended the game last week.
So, we came up from the hover elevator. Would you call it hover lift?
Yeah.
The hover lift.
It's called the elevator, like hell of a good dip.
Elevator. We come up the elevator, only to find a masked man holding Morrow
Etzley.
Ready to be tied. She's tied up, and a house is on fire.
Smoldering.
Here. And if you look closely, you might even find the beaver that just happens to be there because it's Canada Day.
Okay.
So
Canada Day. We have to have the beaver.
Absolutely.
Well, from that bastardization of my campaign, I'm going to let you know how it ended again. Actually, it's pretty accurate. It's pretty darn close. Okay. So after the struggle in the mines to find all the shards necessary to activate the lift up, the heroes finally managed to do so. All four of them and Kent Rockford were lifted up, including Kent Rockford, were lifted up, and coming out of the silo, they started smelling smoke. Coming over, they see a smoldering building, not on fire anymore, smoldering, burnt down, and a crowd of people. And yes, there is a man standing, addressing the crowd with a mask on and a hood. And the mask is a reflective mask. You can't even see a face. It looks just like a mirror. I'll show you a picture of that in a second. And more Etzley standing there tied up. Here's a picture of what I think want the mask to look like. So something along those lines.
Mm-hmm. Chrome finish.
Cool.
Yeah.
Not some smiley face idiot.
Not a red smiley face per se. But if that's how your imagination has figured this game out, then let's go with that.
Perfect. Well, I picture him as a giant fluffy bunny. So does that count?
So, yeah, you guys come out and you see that there's kind of tumultuous nature of the town now. There's fire. There's a crowd of people with torches and some tools that look like pickaxes and sledgehammers, different things surrounded. Also, beside the gallows are a whole bunch of the guards that were in the red. They are also tied up and being looked at by other members of the crowd.
Okay, I have to ask because, again, I don't remember. I know we had got enough shards to work the lift to get us back here.
Yep.
Do we have enough shards? We don't, right?
The issue is that you need a shard big enough to power the device that Guillaume Kittrick has created in order to take down the extraterrestrial creature that's coming to Earth.
Gotcha.
It is massive. It is huge. This huge creature, bigger than the city itself, is coming towards Earth, and who knows what's going to happen when it gets there. So Guillaume Kittrick is trying to proactively kill it before it gets there.
So essentially, we still need to find a shard big enough, which means we still have to mine it?
Then the only way that you're going to have a good chance of doing this is by getting the miners to work for you.
Gotcha.
Because the likelihood of finding these shards is fairly low, as Ken Rockford has explained to you. In addition to this, Geom Kittrick has given you a timeline of roughly 3 days, and 1 day is up, so you're down to 2 days roughly. The man stands at the front of the crowd, and he addresses them, and he says, "Behold, I present for you an opportunity. You guys, you have been oppressed for many years by the royalty that never shows their face, forcing you to go into the mines to make money for them. They provide you with very little wages, nearly no food, all this so that they can live richer and richer while you live in these pathetic mud huts. I present to you your captors, your enslavers. You have the choice now to end the lives of those who have oppressed you." And you notice that in front of Moro Etzli, or behind Moro Etzli, it looks like this encasing with see-through walls and these tanks on either side. Shaz, you would assume that these tanks carried some sort of gas or fluid or something that can be injected into the tank. And he goes, "You have the opportunity now to be liberated. The Jackdaws have provided you this opportunity.
Oh.
We, now, the fate of the town rests in your hands. Liberate yourselves." And the crowd, you know, some people are cheering and some people are not sure what to think, but the way that he spoke, it's exceptionally convincing. Unnaturally so. He has such a charm, and the stage presence is unbelievable. This is a large man with good posture, and the way he talked, he was quite an orator. He then leaves the stage and looks like he goes into the building just behind where it is. And the crowd starts talking, murmuring amongst themselves, trying to figure out what they should do next. And you can see Moro Etzli begins to cry a little bit on the stage.
So I turn to Pivot, and I give him a look because he knows the name Jackdaw too.
So does the crowd seem like they want to liberate themselves, like they're gonna explode this tank or something, or what's the general reading from the crowd?
The crowd, you get the impression that the way he spoke is exceptionally convincing, and that if you don't act, they will proceed to executing the members of the guard as well as Moro Etzli.
Brandy Jack.
Yeah?
Although the fate of these people is not necessarily important to our mission, you have won over these people once before. I believe it is time you try again.
Yes. Well, yeah, no, agreed. Shaz, come over here too. There's something I would like you guys to know really quick. Remember at the end, he said in the name of the Jackdaws?
Yeah.
Brady Jack, sorry. I hate to interrupt you, but can you do a roll for me, just an intellect roll, to remember something?
Gladly. Ugh.
There is something familiar about the voice. You're not sure where you've heard the voice before, but something about the accent that he carries, it is very familiar.
Yes, remember how he said Jackdaws at the end of his little speechy there? And as I'm saying this, I kind of turn to Pivot, giving him kind of a nervous smile. Yes. So, I kind of created the Jackdaws. I think.
Really? You saying this to all of us, or just to Pivot?
To all four of us.
Ah. Do you know how this came about?
Yeah, kind of. All right, we'll put it this way. When Pivot and I first got together, we were going through Mad Tail. Not Tail. What's the opposite of Tail? What's the word I'm trying to think of, Pivot? Not Tail. The other thing that we did.
Stealing.
That's it. Mad Stealing. So basically, what we needed was a sort of a support system, and you know, there were a few times we had our back up against the wall, so we kind of needed a few guys to get us out of there. And I remember we decided that we would have a kind of a following, and that's where I came up with the jackdaws, and
How
that
long ago was this?
5, 6
Okay.
6 years ago. Well, but here's the thing: nothing really ever came from it. There was
I remember people talking to me about this. I was in a small tavern one time 3-4 years ago, and they were talking at the booth next to me. They seemed pretty convinced that whatever they were doing was for the right.
Well, here's the thing. The other day, before we got knocked out, yesterday actually, when we were in the bar and we were talking to, what's his name? The guy behind us?
Kent.
No, when we were talking to him, Kent, I was over at the bar. You guys saw me. Remember, I was with those 3 kids. Those kind of whatever.
Yeah.
They recognized me from the Jackdaws as well. They knew that I was Brandy Jack. So I kind of knew that maybe the Jackdaws were a little bigger than I expected, but
well,
yeah.
Look, Brandy Jack, if you got up on stage and they recognized you, do you not think more people from the Jackdaws would recognize you? Do you not think that guy in the mask would recognize you?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't even know who the guy in the mask would be, although his voice did seem familiar.
Ask Kent. Let's ask Kent if he recognizes the guy in the mask. Maybe he's been around here before.
And
Brandy Jack, shall you just take the stage, or shall I?
Well, it's not that I don't want to take the stage, it's that I don't...
And Theric starts walking over to the stage.
And I grab Theric's shoulder and I say, Theric, I know this is your type of approach, but I think we need to be discreet right now. It's
And do we
almost
have
the end
this
of the
time,
world.
Pivot?
We
Looking
don't
over at
have
Kent,
time.
he's like, "That's all Murphy's place. It just burns it down. What the hell's going on?"
So, I get Brandy's eye, and I gesture to one of the villagers who looks kind of intent. And I say, why don't we speak to one of them, see if they have more information.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay, so which way do you go?
We go into the crowd of people.
Okay.
And
And
we
you hear
speak to-
people murmuring back and forth. I don't know who this guy is, but he's right. We need to take charge. We're doing all the hard work. Other people are like, she pays us. Who's going to pay us? How are we going to feed ourselves if we kill
And
him?
as I'm walking through, I'm shouting other voices, "No, he's wrong. We shouldn't listen to him. No, what an idiot. We don't want to do that." Yeah, you know what? That guy's right. We should rebel.
Maybe we can convince them from in here.
Maybe. Grassroots approach. That's how this whole thing started, realistically. And I turn to Theric and I say, "Theric, look, I know you want me on that stage, man, but okay, you pitch it to me. This guy comes up, says they don't need it. What would you say? That they do? We know they're treated unfairly. That was the whole reason that we originally sprung into this, remember? Because they were being treated like shit. You were the one who sympathized with them."
Perhaps you should ask the brain what it thinks, Brandy Jack.
Cordial.
Borgel, eh? Yeah. Well, you know what? Okay. The cogs are a-wheelin'. The
You
turns
do
are
carry it
coggin'.
or something, do you not, Brandy Jack?
Yes. All right. Take it down. This is a lot of pressure right now. This is a lot of bad. Here's my thinking. I recognize that guy's voice, and I think if I can talk to him, we might be able to come to some understanding before addressing the crowd. But I also think that we need to micromanage this crowd, and they don't get unruly.
But before we do, I should shout out Aisha for bringing up the brain.
Oh yes, thank you, Aisha. I forget the brain a lot. Borgel.
While you guys are discussing this, a kind of a chubbier guy with a little bit of his belly still hanging out,
Oh.
and most of his hair is gone, and he clambers up on the stage, just struggling to get up there. He kicks one leg up and pulls and rolls kind of on. And he goes, "Let's do it. Let's kill them." And people are kind of like, some cheer and other people are groan like, "Hang on a second. Let's think about this for a minute."
Who was the guy who said, "Let's think about this"?
The chubby guy who just kind of rolled on the stage, just one of the rabble.
He said, "Let's think about it."
No, let's kill him. The one who's thinking about is someone among the crowd. You can't even pick him up.
Okay, all right. So I just kind of give Theric a thing, and I'm like, all right, hold on. And I run up to the stage, and I lift myself up.
Okay, so you get up on the stage.
And I say, people, just chill. It's okay. And I push the fat guy off. Just everybody take a step back for a second.
And I catch him and I help him down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
No one was going to even notice.
I was going to do something.
In an alternate universe, what would have happened, Chris?
He would have fallen, everyone just moved out of the way, and then quickly moved back in. It's like, old stew.
Okay. So I say, everybody, let's just chill for a second. This man came on stage, he said a few words, and we're all riled up.
You weren't here. You don't know what you're talking about.
Did you
not see
here? I wasn't here. Do you not remember? I put my life on the line for you guys just yesterday when we took those extremely hazardous vests out of here and saved all of you.
I remember that. I saw him do it.
Do me the credit of listening to me. This man who walks up here, he has no recollection. He has no understanding. He is nobody except an instigator. He sees you all in prime taking in the moment you're upset, and I understand that. These conditions are atrocious, and I turn to Moro. Moro?
Yeah.
And I say, and this poor woman is only doing her job. Do you think that she concocts this? Do you think that she runs this like some kind of selfish... Is she the one sitting in the ivory tower? Is she the one collecting and reaping the goods? No, she's out here with you, risking her life.
She eats better than all of us. She stays in the...
She eats better than all of you. Oh, does she now?
Yes.
And I say, do they seem like they're stirring at all? Do they seem like they're being thirsty?
They are very influenced. No, I mean, some people are like ready for action. You know, they come with their pitchforks and torches all light and ready, and you know they want to see some people die.
Perfect. Then I do this, and I say, because I see my speech is kind of swaying them a little bit, or not swaying them as much as I hope it was. Mainly because I didn't have an attack going into this.
Yeah, just in comparison to the speech that they heard beforehand, it's just hard. You don't have the presence that this guy had.
Whoa. All right. Let's just take it down a notch. All right. Let's not say things we can't take back. So I say, all right, fine. Then if you won't listen to reason, then give me a chance to explain myself. And I pull out the boombox, and I press play, and I set it down. And for those of you who remember what the boombox does, is it makes everybody dance.
Till they die, doesn't it?
No.
Or pass out from exhaustion.
Or if I stomp it or something like that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was.
And I get up on stage, and I start showing them how to dance.
Oh, well, you guys all have to dance too. Everyone everyone but the person who pressed it have to dance.
All Midnight Circus.
All right, so yeah.
Damn it, Brandy. Damn it.
I think you're getting to them, Brandy. Everybody in the crowd is
not
dancing.
my fault. All right.
So they're not impressed. People are, what's going on? What trickery is this?
Everybody just chill, all right? All right, just chill. And I turn down the boombox a little bit so it's not so drowning out. I say, look, ladies and gentlemen, let's have some fun. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been tricked by a serpent in disguise. This is what the silver-faced man is trying to do to you. He's using you like puppets. And I pause the jukebox. And I say, I do not wish to utilize you as puppets. I do not wish to use you to benefit myself or anyone else. The man who approached and spoke these words to you, he spoke of things he had no knowledge of. He mentioned the jackdaws. He mentioned the jackdaws.
That's because he's the leader of the jackdaws.
He is not. the leader of the Jackdaws.
And I say, "This is the leader of the Jackdaws."
I am the leader of the Jackdaws. And no one really does anything.
No, but I use my head.
Someone throws a piece of cabbage at you and you just dodge it.
What about an intellect roll?
Wait.
You can try. I can just tell you that there's something supernatural about the way the other leader spoke.
Well, there's something supernatural about Brandy.
Yeah, wait for it.
Is.
I want to use
special
my
about Brandy.
hedge magic, and I make all of his clothes suddenly seem as though they've lost gravity. It's just a fun little magic.
What is he like? What was he like? Fabio, that model?
Yeah. And the bread that somebody threw, I grab it midair using my telekinesis, and I make it like float around him, and then toss it back into the crowd without touching it.
Oh, that's
Like,
so silly.
Sorry.
All right, let me roll for it.
All right, you can go ahead and roll for it.
All right, I will up all social interactions, pleasant social interactions, personable, natural charisma. There's 4 of them. I don't know which one to use.
Okay,
Let's just
so
be
you're
fair
using
about
effort. You can use.
Okay. I
And
will.
then I'll give you 2.
Okay, so I'll use effort. 9, 8.
This isn't a pleasant social interaction though.
Oh, really? Fine. Okay, so I'm going to lower it by 2 tiers because I have 2 effort.
Yep.
That's fine, but I also have personable, natural charisma, and all social interactions.
Okay, this is a heroic type situation. A task worthy of tales told for years afterward.
Damn straight.
Okay, but you're lowering it by a total of 3.
Only 3?
Well, you said effort for 2.
Yeah.
And then 1 skill, right?
Well, I have 2 separate. I have social interaction as skills, under skills, all social interactions. I also have personable and natural charisma under special abilities. I think that should at least be 2.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
All right, so we're lowering it 4.
Yep.
All right. Here we go.
Oh.
Wait. I'm gonna
Another
spend
cabbage.
An XP. I'm gonna spend an XP because this is the moment.
Does the fact that all of his clothing is like
Give him an asset.
floaty, does that help with this at all?
It's floaty and it's.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't look silly, but he's like wearing a scarf or a sash or something. It just looks like it's like in space, you know? It's just
It's not hurting his look. It's not hurting, that's for sure.
All right, I'm gonna reroll. I spent
But
an
there's no
XP.
advantage there.
I'm gonna reroll.
No.
The first one counts though, right?
Oh yeah, but still, it's no good.
I'm Brandy Jack. I'm the leader of the Jack.
False prophet.
Oh, well, it's not that they don't have to not believe me, but I mean they don't have to believe me, but they don't have to hate me. An epic fail.
So all of this was not without its reward. You did manage for them to kind of take a step back to think about things a little bit more. They say, well, let's start. Someone's got to die for what's happened to us.
No one has to die.
So they're
And I
like,
say, look,
we're gonna.
people, hold on. You don't have to believe me as the leader of the Jackdaws. Fine. How about this? Let's not kill anyone until I speak to the man in the mask. Let us come back out and address you as a pair. Can we agree to that?
Something like, I guess so.
All right.
It's like a crowd of people looking at their shoes, like, yeah, well, I could wait,
So
I guess.
I turn to Pivot, and I turn to Theric, and I turn to Shaz. I turn to 3 people.
You
And I say, look, I am going to talk to the guy in the mask. You guys need to control this crowd and make sure it does not happen. Killing her. Make sure nobody dies. You guys need to be the guys to do. You guys need to pull this thing together. I need to count on you guys that nobody dies. Theric, can you manage this crowd without hurting anybody. I said nobody dies.
I will kill no one.
I don't like the way you said it, but I agree with what you said. So Pivot and Theric, I'm counting on you guys to crowd control. Shaz, I need you to make sure that no one gets unruly. That means if you need to sneak into the crowd and intercept some of these people or do some of your mind magic to make sure that the grassroots does not start going up and bubbling over, you need to be in that. Can you do that?
I can, and I will.
And then I pull Pivot aside separately and I say, you're in charge. You're leading while I go speak to the men in the silver mask. Don't tell the other two you're in charge because they won't like it, and they won't like me for saying it.
You got it, Brandy.
And
Do what you
Pivot,
need to do.
wish me luck.
Good luck, Brandy. Good luck.
And I chase after the man in the silver mask.
Okay, so Brandy Jack, you walk over to what looks to be one of the metal buildings, one of the few metal buildings in Key, and you see on Kai. How many times does it matter?
No, it's Kia.
Yeah, Kia. You walk over to the one of the metal houses in Kia, and on the outside of the door, there's two gentlemen standing there, but they recognize you. They are actually the young men from the bar. And they say, I knew you'd come. I knew you'd come. He's going to be so happy to see you.
Who?
Jack Ketch. I forgot his name, but his name is Jack Ketch, and he's doing a great job. He's taken off exactly what you started, and he's doing a great job.
Really? All right. Jack Ketch.
This is one of the gentlemen that you saw from the bar. One of the young men who. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, of course. Jack. Me and Jack. Good. Now, listen.
You don't recognize the name, but, again, you still recognize the voice.
Perfect. Okay. Men, you are amongst the most loyal of my followers, and I need to ask something very secretive of you. Can I count on you three?
There's only two of us, sir. But you can count on us for 3 people's worth. That's for sure.
And that is what I meant. The strength of a man is but 3 times his own. Is that not written in the Jackdaw Code? Because it should be. Put it this way. One thing I need from you is to go in there before me and make sure that everyone is out of the bar. Make sure it's clear. Jack and I need complete privacy. Good?
Yeah. Well, I can ask. You want me to ask?
Yes, and don't mention that I requested because, of course, as you know, that the Jackdaws need to keep everything secretive and under wraps. So just try to clear out the bar as much as you can so that when Jack and I talk, no one is around.
Yeah, I'll say the crowd is not doing what they're supposed to, and I'll send some more men out that way.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, and so he goes in with his friend and says, come on, we got to do this. This will really help us. And so they go inside. A little bit of time passes, and about 6 or 7 young men, some of them wearing patches with crosses on them. Other ones, some of them even look like miners from this town and city. And they leave. And the guy, as he's walking by you, kind of nods to you knowingly and says, and so do 2 others in the crowd. And they walk over. Yep.
All right, and I take a swig.
Okay, so before you do that, as you're about to take your courage to go into this place, we're going to go back. So Pivot and Theric, Pivot, you're kind of, where are you allocated?
I've walked up onto the stage and I'm standing near Moro.
Yep, and Theric?
I will be in front of the stage.
Doing like the crowd control type thing?
Doing the bouncer thing.
And Shaz, where are you?
I am in the crowd. I'm just kind of like...
Yeah, concealed
watching.
Yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm listening to the conversation.
So Pivot, you would be the first to notice this crowd of men and women who are coming and joining and looking around, kind of not really organized, not really knowing what they're supposed to do. One of them seems to be telling them what to do, but again, you notice that some of them have this patch that I think you recognize. with the crosses on it. Okay, so you recognize them to be part of the Jackdaws, as
Right.
Brandy Jack has explained to you before.
And I pull up my sleeve and I show them my tattoo.
You have one as well.
I believe I do.
Okay, so you get off the well. Do you
No,
or
I
don't you?
just on the stage.
Okay. One of them kind of nods at you and goes, kind of one of these gestures, like, "Well, what's going on? How come they're not dead yet? You know, why haven't?"
And I say, well, I just
Okay, can you do it? A convince, like you want to convince them to. You're trying to get across that what they're trying to wait.
yeah, just be quiet. The guy in the silver mask told me to do this.
Okay. Can you try to intellect roll to try to communicate that to them?
Sure. And you know what? I'm not going to use effort.
Now, I believe this person saw you in the bar with Brandy Jack. Is
Okay.
that right, Brandy Jack?
Yeah, because because I separated from them. They actually, he knew I was with them, but they might not have noticed. I
Okay,
would
so
say
he kind
maybe
of.
roll for it.
Yeah, I'm going to say, based on your role, because of the disorganization of this group of men, they're kind of like they believe you, but you get the it's only a short-term thing. That if you don't really take control in a couple minutes, they're going to assume that they need to, and things are going to happen.
Okay.
All right, Theric, you see a couple guys, bigger guys in front of you, start pushing their way to the front of the crowd.
Okay.
And they approach you and go, "What's going on? Why haven't we killed them yet?"
In time, that is perhaps something that will happen.
I've
For
worked in
now,
them.
I suggest you stand down.
All right, let's do it. You're going to do an intellect roll to see if you can intimidate. These guys are miners. Some of them have sledgehammers. Some of them have pickaxes. They're beefy dudes.
That's cool. I'll still
Yeah.
kill him if I need to, even though I promise not to.
I assume you would.
But I would try to puff up first. Try not to. All right, so what am I doing here?
Just roll in to see if you can intimidate these gentlemen. I'm going to say it is a demanding task.
Alrighty.
Oh, it's going to be more than that. It's going to be a difficult task because trained people have a 50-50 chance to succeed because these are big dudes. What's going on there?
You will stand down now.
Whoa. I just want what's best for the city, man. And they kind of back away. Shaz, you get the... Go ahead, Tarek.
The best thing is that we listen and we be patient so that no one gets unnecessarily hurt.
I'm going to go back to Brandy Jack because I think Shaz is having some challenges here. So, Brandy Jack. Brandy Jack, you are... you take a swig. What do you do?
Oh, that's good. And I look for Pivot, even though he's like miles away, because he's always judging me when I drink. And I only take one. And I go
Really?
back. Yeah, because I know that it's not my best right now. And I walk into the bar, very nonchalantly.
And you see that there are very few men left in the room, but there are a few. They are kind of celebrating because they feel that they've been successful in their goals. We did it! To the Jackdaws! And at the back there, you see the man with his hood up and the reflective mask, and he's kind of thinking, sitting there in a bigger armchair.
Yeah. To the Jackdaws! To the Jackdaws!
And someone cheers with you.
And I don't drink because I want to stay sober on this one. To the Jackdaws.
I like Shaz's new positioning here. It looks very comfortable.
It's like, hey baby, what you doing?
Yeah, we're playing a little D&D or a little Numenera.
Alright, so I walk up to the bar. Is the bartender still there?
No, it looks like it's been completely taken over by the Jackdaws.
Okay. And I,
There's someone keeping bar, yes.
Yeah, but it's a Jackdaw, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, everyone in the room is. It's like a biker bar in that sense. It's a gang taking over.
Perfect. Alright. I have nothing else, so I walk over to the guy, and I just
as you're standing there, he actually, before you get the chance, he stands up, and he walks over towards you, and the room goes quiet. Brandy? Is that you?
Jack Ketch, I believe. Nice to meet you.
Oh, we've met before. He reaches his hand out. But I will shake your hand, friend. It's been a long time.
Has it been a long time? And I shake his hand. He's bigger than me.
He is. Yeah, he's stands taller than you. He's not as broad, but he's taller.
Okay. And I size him up. Could I take him in a fight?
It's hard to tell.
Right.
But he looks at you and goes, I know I've changed, but surely you recognize the voice. Have I changed that much, Brandy?
No.
And then he takes his mask off. And there is a handsome face if it weren't for all the discoloration. He has birthmarks all over his face of very strange colors, too. Not just pink, but also like green and blue. They cover his face. And right away you recognize the birthmarks before anything else. And way back in the blurry fog of your memory, you remember a young man who wanted to join the Jackdaws, but you really just allowed him to shine your shoes and do your busy work for him.
And what was his name?
You recognize him to be Reynold.
Reynold? Reynold?
Yes, it's me. And he gives you a big hug.
Reynold?
It's been so long.
You fuck! And I hug him.
Yes.
You
And
Reynold?
hang on. And before he realizes what he's done, he puts his mask back on. And he goes, It is funny to see you here, yes, Brandy. Let's talk. And he ushers you out of this room.
I was shaking in my boots, you fuck! You were huge! I was just thinking, it's fucking... And I turn to the guys at the bar, it's Reynold, guys! Fuck!
He goes, shh,
Oh.
shh. I'm known as Jack Catch now. Brandy, Jack Catch.
Oh, whatever. Fuck Reynold. God, man, that's
No,
fucking...
Jack,
you gave
come
me a
with
heart
me.
attack.
And he signals to another, a big guy, and he comes over and he goes, let's go to the back room. And you get the impression that he's ushering you there.
Yeah, sure,
So
whatever. Fucking...
It's a quieter room, and he goes, can I get you a drink, Brandy?
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck Reynold, it's you. Yeah, give me a drink, man. Make it a fizz, though. I got work to do.
Oh, you're hilarious. Still funny as ever. And he pours you a drink, and he brings it over to you.
Fucking Reynold, man.
You,
I can't
yeah.
believe you.
Cheers.
When you... Yeah, of course. Here. Cheers. Yeah. Mm.
You recognize it to be the same spirits that you had back in your hometown. Very strong methylated alcohol.
That's good stuff. When I last left you, you were just one of these. You're one of these guys. Fuck,
you
man.
did leave us. You did leave us.
Well, I had shit to do. But
What
clearly
happened?
you had shit to do too.
Yeah, we had to because you weren't around.
Yeah, well, that was the point, right? I mean, the whole thing with the Jackdaws was, to get things done that I couldn't do myself. That's what Piven and I did. I can't believe
He sits back, reclining in a chair. Well, we got things done for sure, and I think we did a good job.
Yeah. It looks like it. You look, and I kind of look at the guys at the bar. Yeah, you look, together. I love the patches and the sigil. I loved it. Very cool. I mean, I know I doodled it on like a napkin, and you ran with it, and that's okay. Our creative license and all that. It's not exactly what I had, but it's not off, so I'm happy with that. What about you?
Well,
Are you still, shining shoes and shit? Probably not.
Well, it was a hard go at first, but we used your momentum, and once I found this, and he taps his helmet, he says, the rest kind of just happened, We're going to stop there. We're going to go back to the crowd. Pivot. A gentleman climbs up onto the stage. Not a jackdaw, one of the crowd members.
Mm-hmm.
Managed to slip by Shaz. It's a Theric. It's a bigger stage, and does manage to get up on there. And he goes.
All right.
He raises a sledgehammer in the air, and he says, "It's time for them to die." And he goes to take a swing at one of the guards.
And I grab the hammer, and I say, "Hold up."
Can you do a roll for that, please?
Speed?
Yep.
I'm going to use effort. Ooh, no dice. Well, I can use 2 levels of effort.
You used what? 1 level of effort or no?
I guess I used 1 because I forgot that I can do 2.
You actually managed to stop him. He's
Oh,
not
really?
trained. It's not a weapon. It is a tool that he uses. He's strong, though. You realize that he is a strong person. You stop it, and he goes, "Get out of my way. I need to do this for me
And I
and
say,
my family."
you and your family are having some hard times, eh?
Our whole life has been a hard time.
Well, I suggest you step off this stage before you make it harder on your family. And I stare him down. And I'm holding the hammer with my metal hand.
Why should they live when we can barely even eat? They live like kings while we slave in the caves, risking our lives for nothing. Look at this city. They've oppressed us for too long.
You may be right. This may be a very pivotal turning point. But but I think it's going to make a difference whether or not they live or die.
Okay, I'm going to do an intrusion. His buddy kind of got up on stage, and seeing that you're stopping him, he's going to take a swing at you. He's not trying to kill you, but he's trying to knock you off the stage.
Okay.
Okay, so he's trying to get you off the stage so that they can just take over the stage. Yeah, so I'll give one. Go ahead. So if you want that to happen, he's going to knock you off the stage, and another man's going to get up there.
He's knocking me off the stage?
Yeah, that's the intrusion.
So he's grabbing me and he's pulling me off.
So the one man that you've held, you're talking to, somebody else came and is trying to grab you and pull you off. And
So
with the
do I
intrusion,
get a defense roll?
No, it's just an intrusion. You're going to fall off the stage.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I will take it, because I only have 0 XP, and I'm going to give my other XP to... I would give it to Theric, but he let him up. So I'm going to give it to Brandy.
Okay. Who's not even here.
Who's away right now.
All right, so you are going to be lying down in the mud, okay? Because the city is filled with mud, as we've talked about. And you are, like, face first in the mud.
Okay.
So, and then the two guys are climbing up on stage, and they're looking like they're about to go and attack this gentleman. Theric, we're going to go to you. And he's muted. I wonder what he's saying.
I love the muted.
Muted Theric.
It's like he's even more intense.
Mysterious, enigmatic.
There we go. Theric, what's going on?
I was muted because I was swearing at you for just letting them by.
It's an intrusion.
I'm just kidding.
It's a big stage. It's a big stage. Don't let the drawing at the beginning of this episode fool you.
It did. It confused me.
It was at least 3 times that size.
All right. So, if I can reach both of them, because you said there was 2 guys climbing up.
Okay, so there's one guy on the stage. The gentleman who pulled Pivot down is now trying to climb up on the stage with his friend.
Okay, so that's basically what I was going to do. The guy that's on the stage, if I can reach him, just grab by the ankles and, like, pull
Yep,
drop
you'll
him.
be able to do that, for sure.
And then the other guy, if I can, sort of reach around the face to grab the nose.
Yep.
And pull him off.
Okay.
Oh, however, I want to use my octopus arms to do that. That makes more sense.
What happened to the being Oh, those ones, all the bladed ones.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I'm not really a T-Rex, remember? They are strong.
I was just giving you a hard time.
All right.
But yeah, so you're going to give the use your tentacle type things.
Well, no, I think the guy with the legs, I would probably try to grab both legs.
The other one's going to wrap around the ankles from the other one and try to pull them up?
Yeah, and the other one's going to reach and pull if I can. But
Okay, cool.
I guess I only get to do one attack anyway, right?
No, I'm going to let you do both, because you're right. I did let them just run by you willy-nilly.
You're a lovely, lovely GM.
For now.
Willy-nilly.
All right, so the first one I'll go for the grabbing of the legs. And I will use effort, because I definitely don't want them up there with pivot.
Okay. Pivot's down on the ground, remember now.
Oh, yeah, but... Well, sorry, because I don't want them to have a chance to kill Moro then either, right?
Yep.
Kill Moro, kill Moro, I love you.
And I will GM intrusion that one.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So what you end up doing is, as you go to make the swipe on this guy, someone behind you actually unhooks the vest
Oh.
and takes it off you, and looks like he's about to put it on himself.
All right.
So he's actually taking it off you, and you miss with the other two.
Yeah.
And two of them are now on stage.
Go there, yeah.
Yeah, you're leaning forward. Someone around you unhooks your belt,
Yeah.
and is trying to put it on himself.
Okay.
And
Well-
the two manage to get up on stage, and they're not going for Moro. They're actually going for one of the guards behind,
Right.
who are also tied up. Chaz, your turn.
No sound.
So,
We didn't need sound for that one.
that sounds... No, we can't hear you, but we saw your mouth. We can read your voice.
Oh, no, he's saying. Just type it in chat, and we sound the same. Just quickly type it, and then you can just mouth it out. So this is Shaz's next move, or at least part of his next move. This is fucked. Where am I?
You're in the crowd, Shaz.
Yeah, you're
in the crowd. You just watched Theric, you just watched Pivot get pushed off the stage, and then Theric came up to grab the people who pushed him off, and then someone came up behind Theric and pulled off his Dr. Octopus arms, and now he's trying to put the Doc Ock arms on himself.
All right. Here we go. I'll do it in my best Alex impression voice. I use my telekinetic ability to lift two guys up. So can you do that?
Alright,
Can
so-
you-
That was not even close.
Really, it's a cantrip, but I have been allowing, and the one comes back up. That's really funny. And I've been allowing him to do this type of thing. So in this situation, yes. Oh, yeah, definitely. All right, so you have a surge. You get really connected with the nanos and the nanites around you. The nanos and the nanites. You are a nano. With the nanites around you, and you feel a surge of power, and you're just so freaking frustrated that
He
you are
says,
able to lift it.
He says, I am now the mute.
He's been mute once before in this game, hasn't he?
All right, so two of them rise up beside you, and what do you do with them?
Oh,
He slams them together, and they're just knocked out instantly and fall to the ground.
into each other. Why did you do that? It was two people in the crowd?
So
Oh, the two
everybody,
I see.
yeah.
And
And
he
you stand
stands
on
on
the
the
stand.
stage.
Okay, but people now know what you've done. They're intimidated by you. If it had been less than a 20, I would have had them turn on you and try to attack you out of fear. But now it's actually intimidation because you did it so well.
Hmm.
And he put his foot down.
I look and point to where Brandy and Jack are, and I say this.
It's like, Ugh, we friends now. Love you long time. Go ahead, Brandy. This is you, man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is he gone? We've lost him now, too.
Brandy's
Okay, so he
frozen.
says, together we will stand but let them guide us. All right. And I was going to go back to Brandy this time, but it apparently is not a good time. Okay, so seeing that you guys have attacked some of the crowd, they're not terribly convinced. So, Alex, I need you to actually do a roll to have them not turn on you at this point. So go ahead and do an intellect roll.
Not so good.
Yeah, you get the impression that they are afraid of you, but they seem to be like, why are you guys against us? Why are you stopping us? They don't understand it. They've been told and convinced that this is the right thing to do, and now you guys appear to be the thing in the way of doing that. Brandy, are you back?
Yeah, my thing totally just dropped for a second.
Okay, we're going to go back to you and Randall talking in the room, or Jack Ketch, as we're going to refer to him from henceforth.
Well, I don't know if I'll refer to him as that.
Well, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
All right. So I continue talking to Reynolds. Good stuff, my old friend. I can't believe it. I honestly, the last time you and I talked, you were in the bar that we always hung out with, Pivot and I. And
wait, yeah, Pivot. How's that going?
Well, Pivot still as close as ever. He's my best friend.
You're still friends with him, eh?
Yeah. Well, of course. Yeah. Why wouldn't we be?
Yeah, you left with Pivot is all, and where were we?
Right.
No, forget it. I'm just glad to have you back, and you're coming back, and Pivot's obviously gone now, right? He's not with you now, so.
No, Pivot and I have always been close. I mean, he's my best friend. He's always got my back.
But he was never really on board with the whole. He wasn't really jacked up. You know what I mean?
Well, you know him. He's his own man. But that's what we both loved about him. That's what we respected about him. And it wasn't that you and I were close. It wasn't that when he came into the picture, you and I weren't as close. It was, we grew apart. What?
Well, anyways, should I tell you? Let me show you what we've been doing.
Yeah. Well, hold on. You said thanks to this mask. What do you mean thanks to the mask? What's the mask got to do with it?
Well, I knew you always were just pushing me to become more than I was. And you always said, with a face like that, you'll never be a leader. And, well, I know you didn't mean that I couldn't be a leader. You just mean change my face. And, well, I found this guy called Tusk. And he, with the right amount of money that I worked really hard, shining shoes, working at that bar, working even for you sometimes, he made this for me. And, well, it's great. It allows me to really connect with people. They can see right past that face of mine, and they see what they want to see, and they hear what they want to hear. And I can convince people to really, be a hero themselves.
Yeah. No, of course. And what are the Jackdaws working on?
Well, okay. Well, we've been going from place to place, and we're trying to create an uprising against Queen Armalu in Navarine, because the oppression is ridiculous, and these people need to be free. I'm calling it the beginning of the 10th world.
The beginning of the 10th world?
We need to change the system. It's just, we need to make people free again. The oppression of the capitalistic ways it's just not working. She's rich and stays in that castle, and all these people who want to be free work for her. I mean, look at this city. Look at these people suffering. And for what? So that she can live like a queen.
Look, it was never the way of the Jackdaw to interfere with the greater things. It's about our own agenda, getting money, getting women, getting things like that. That's what it was.
How do you know? You weren't even here.
Well, I think that's a little unfair. I was always here in spirit. We built it from the ground up. We had the idea. We set it forth in motion. It was meant to be carried on by someone who could manage it and ensure that it always stayed true to the ideals. Reynold, that's what the idea was.
And what are those ideas?
You know, we do things.
In slow motion.
Stuff. We do what needs to be.
Oh, man. All right, we lost you there for a little bit, Brandy Jack.
Oh, but it was a really great epic speech. It was so powerful, and I swear to God, he was like, oh. No, but what I did say was that the jackdaws were meant to be there to benefit us, the jackdaws. It was a self-serving purpose. Okay, we steal a little money. You know, we don't hurt people. Okay, we fix a few games, or we, you know, invest in some real estate, or steal some real estate. It wasn't about hurting people or changing things. We're not murderers, Reynold.
I'm not murdering people, and yeah, that was fun when I was a kid, but Brandy, we've grown up. We can make a difference. And if that means a few people die, so be it. It's time for a change. It's time for the 10th world. You can be a part of that. I will make you a leader.
Thought I already was a leader.
Well, Brandy, come on now. You were a leader, but you went with Pivot and the rest of your group, and we haven't seen you for years. I had to take over. I'm the jackdaws, really.
Well, let's remember where the name Jackdaw actually comes from. Brandy Jack.
Well, you know, no one's going to remember that. There's very few of the really original members left, so Jack Catch, Brandy Jack, who cares, really?
Look, Reynold, I'm going to level with you. Whatever happened in the past happened in the past. That's what happens. You know, we're kids. We're meaner. We're younger. You and I, we grew up shoulder to shoulder. We're the same age. I understand that you feel like you got the bum end of the stick, and that's fine. But that doesn't mean that we can't work to an amicable resolution now, and I need to tell you something that's going to change your whole idea of this 10th world. Whatever you think is going to happen when you kill this person or kill that person, it's not going to happen. The only person that's going to be left on top is going to be you. And that's why this system doesn't work, this usurping the throne, this cutting off the head of the snake, because there are 1,000 other snakes. And if you don't believe me on that, believe me on this. It's not going to matter in 2 days' time anyway. We're at the end of our rope. We're at the end of whatever you want to call this world, and I don't mean that in a metaphorical sense. I mean that in a literal sense. There is something in the sky that's going to swallow up our small dot, and it's going to swallow it up forever.
What the hell are you talking about? How much have you had to drink?
I've had one drink, and if you remember, I can hold my drink. Reynold, I'm here for a reason. I'm here because we need to stop the end of
When you said
world.
Reynold, you saw him kind of twitch his head a little bit, just a little bit.
Call me Reynold!
Reynold, we need to work together because there's a creature in the sky that's going to swallow up our planet. I'm working with Guillaume Kittrick to try to solve it. I'm working with my friends, Pivot, and Theric and Shaz. And we can use your help.
He puts the bottle down that he was about to pour you another drink. He says, "You know, I believed you at one time, Brandy. Why don't you go back to your friend Pivot? Do your own thing. We don't need you anymore."
All right, Reynold, then let's start on a smaller scale. If you feel like we don't need each other anymore, then that's fine, but let me do what I gotta do. And to do that, I need the help of those crowds, which means you can't cut off the head of that girl out there.
How is this? Okay, what do you need to do, Brandy?
We
Yes,
need to
you
find
started
a
this-
shard. We need to find a big enough shard to power a machine to kill that thing in the sky.
what thing is okay? He's you can't see his face, but he kind of goes quiet. Can I have you do a roll against him?
Sure.
Now he's not a normal. Well, you get the impression that the helmet is somehow affecting the interaction. You don't feel like you have the sway that you normally have on people, and you actually feel that his interaction with you is more intimidating than you're used to. You're used to commanding a crowd and demanding the attention, and it almost feels like you have no ability in this situation here. So it's a challenging, even trained people often fail, but you're not going to be able to use your skills. You can use your effort, but no skills.
All right, I'll lower the effort by 2.
How are you guys doing for your pools, by the way?
I'm at 3.
Yeah, not so hot.
Just be careful.
Not very hot at all. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Which means if anyone out there wants to refill my pool, I'd be more than happy.
Well, I've got 2 more heals, and then I've got to rest for 10 hours.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I've used mine yet. All right, here we go. So I'm lowering it 2 tiers.
Okay, go ahead.
Shite.
Says Brandy, I've swallowed enough of your pills in my day. It's time that you left.
Check.
I got more.
Check.
Hey, he's back.
Oh! That was awkward.
Jack.
For like half an hour.
Brandy, we've got more important things to do than wait around for you to do what you want. We're going to change this world. Thank you. Thompson, come in here. Can you escort Brandy out, please? I'm done with him. And this
You're
big
done with
guy.
me. All right, and I stand up with Thompson, and I say, hey, we're doing this amicably, don't worry. We're friends here, right, Reynolds?
Yeah, we're friends. See you, Brandy.
And I stand up and I take a few steps. What's the guy who's with me doing?
Thompson, he's just kind of standing behind you, making sure that you're going to go.
Perfect. And I stop and I say, oh, hold on. I need to give something to my friend. And I turn around and I walk back to him. And I say, Reynolds, you're still just an ugly little kid hiding behind a mask.
He stands up and he says, get out. Get the hell out.
And I said, why don't you make me, Reynolds?
Sure. Thompson, get this guy out of here.
No, Reynolds. Are you still waiting on the big and powerful people to help you, or is it still behind the face you can't lift your own arm?
All right, go ahead and see if you can goad him. Let's have a roll again. Let's see if it works.
8.
He says, I am the jackdaws. He's a jackdaw. I am dealing with you. And Thompson comes over, picks you up. He's a huge guy, and he carries you out. He puts you down on the outside.
With a better roll. Outside?
He just puts you back in the bar where all the other guys are, and you hear a crash of a table in the back room where you just were. All kind of pissed off.
And I say, oh, right, I wanted to yell something at him before I went away. All right.
All right, going back to... Yeah. Theric, the crowd is getting unruly, but that is not the big problem. Because of the show of power that Shaz had, they've kind of stood down a little bit. But the group of young men and women who were coming from the bar are now coming towards you, and they have weapons out. What looks to be these long, like kind of a billy club type thing. And it's just at their side. They're not, threatening you with them, but they are holding them. They come up to you and says, "What's going on?"
All right. So at that point, I will just take my little raptor claw and just hit him in the throat.
Whoa. Okay. I just want to remind you, there's about 6 of them.
That's okay.
We're going to say there is 6 of them. Because this is how things are going down now. So go right ahead and make an attack.
Because my attacks have worked so well so far.
Right.
So again, I will use effort on this. Eesh. Oh my god.
Oh.
So you go to smack
I'm
him in the
having
throat.
a same day Harlan had last day.
My rolls aren't great this
Uh, so as you're
flies off.
as you're about to attack this guy, so the free intrusion is the fact that the guy who has your belt now has taken your feet out from underneath you and is now trying to stab you in the chest. Now, he manages to knock you prone with the free intrusion.
Yep.
But now you get to do a defense roll against his attack.
Yes, well, my rolls have been going so well.
Well, yeah, exactly. Shouldn't be too bad.
So again, I will use my speed defense and some speed effort and lower it by 2 tiers.
Okay.
So that cost me 3, I believe. Oh, fuck.
Okay, so he comes down and he's actually just trying to hit you with them. It's to stab you. And he manages to land a solid blow on you. And he does... so how much did he reduce it by?
I reduced it by 3.
By 3 steps?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're actually... No, hold on a second. Let me get that out.
And this is where that 18 plus comes in, because right now I want to say, fuck!
Use your
yeah,
hat,
he's-
Eric.
I thought I used it. Like, I'm pretty sure it got used.
I don't remember. Bob
So
said use it, so I'm assuming you didn't.
I don't think you used it. When would you have used it?
See, I thought I did.
No, you didn't have a shadow do anything. So
Ever?
And never, ever. He swings down. He takes your legs out from underneath you and comes around and crushes you in the chest, and you take 4 points of damage.
After you think.
Alright, well, if everyone is convinced that I have not used it, I will use it, because that would make sense.
And you see... Yeah, the other guys kind of see that you're on the ground now. They start actually going up on the stage themselves, and they're addressing the crowd now. Chaz, you're on the stage there too. They're walking towards you, but as they're walking, they say, "Now is your chance. Seize it. Do not use this opportunity in vain, or leave this opportunity in vain. You can liberate yourselves." And a bunch of the crowd are kind of like jolted on, and now they're starting to file onto the stage, one after another. So we're going to say that there's 4 of them trying to get on the stage at this time. We're going to give it a round now, and every round you can try to get them off, but now 4 of them are on the stage. Who has a didgeridoo playing? Does anyone else hear that?
No.
Might be trucks going by on my street.
That is
You're
one
like
of the
a-
signs of crazy town.
Does anyone else hear didgeridoo?
No.
Okay, so 4 of them are on the stage. Shaz, we're going to you.
Oh, he says, I whisper. Oh, here, you mouth it with me, Alex.
Oh,
I whisper through a raspy throat. Nobody is killing anybody. We can all get what we want if we talk to the right people. And I'm frozen. I can't hear anything again. Knock me out. Oh.
that's funny. Okay,
He tries to
so
reason.
okay, it's too late for reasoning. You're gonna have to. These guys are charging, so it's in the middle of a charge, kind of thing. So do you want to try to stop them? Push them. Okay, you're gonna try to push them. Go ahead and make a roll. Okay, was that your roll there? An 8. You are not using anything.
He pushes them with his hands. Just,
Yeah, unfortunately, you are unsuccessful. and they dodge out of your way as they make their way towards one of the guards. Pivot, your turn.
All right, so I stand up from the mud, and I'm frustrated. I'm a little dazed. Okay, but before we do this, Aisha is spending 5 experience to give 1d6 healing to Theric.
Good call.
Good job.
Thank you,
Really?
Aisha.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Aisha.
How are your pools? This might be not the fight for you guys. I'm just saying, are you going to die over this?
Good question. So I stand
How's-
up, mumbling curse words to myself. Motherfuckers think they know what they're doing, motherfucker. And I push my way up onto the stage. It's a big stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get up, and I pull out my overcharge machine. And
Did you not give that to Tusk?
No, I gave one to Tusk. I found another one down in the mines.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there was one close to where the lift was.
Yep.
So I put it down in the middle and make an audible sound. And I say, all you motherfuckers, listen up! Are you listening to me right now?
It's frozen while he's doing. Oh, there we go. Go ahead.
Do they turn? Do their heads turn at least? Do I do
Well,
my,
let's,
does my
let's,
voice
I want you
carry
to do
about?
a might challenge. It's to boom. I mean, it's supposed to be intellect, but I like the way you're doing this. Let's.
All right. I am using might.
Yep.
I'm going to use 2 levels of effort, so that's going to require 3 might.
Yep.
And I'm going to roll. And I'm going to roll again.
The XP.
Yeah, spending the XP. Oh my god!
Wow.
So I lowered it by 2. So I'm just trying to carry over the sound. So does that beat a 12?
Okay, so you do get the attention of the crowd.
Okay. Then I say, do any of you sons of bitches recognize what this is? Huh? Do you? Tell me if you do.
Some of them say, yeah, no, you get the impression by the way they're looking at you that they do, because they work in the mine and they do come across this type of thing every so often.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. Something I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want your little villager asses getting scared. But I'm telling you now. There's something up in the sky that is going to destroy this earth in 2 days.
This guy's crazy.
No, I'm damn serious. Listen to me right now. In 2 days, the world is going to end if we don't work together. Now, I don't really care. If I'm not able to get your help and save the world in 2 days, then why does it matter if I live an extra 48 hours, huh? What if I just used this machine right here and blew us up right now? What difference is it going to make? 48 little hours? I'll do it.
Okay, I'm gonna have you do a intellect challenge. Unfortunately, yeah, you got their attention, and I'm gonna give you an asset because of the fact that you're using a bomb in order to convince them. So I think that's pretty convincing. So that's definitely a bomb, an asset in your favor. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of going on here. You're trying to convince them. I'm gonna say it's a challenging task to convince these people.
Challenging?
Yeah, so trained people often fail, so it's a 15 I'm looking for off the bat. Reduced by 1, it's down to 12 right now.
All right. So I'm going to use 2 levels of effort on my intellect.
Yep. 2 levels, eh? So we're looking for a 6.
I don't have any experience. I'm going to roll.
This is kind of like a pin. They stop and say, "We only have 2 days?"
That's
Well,
right. It'll be damn sooner if you get up on this stage.
They back away. They're like, "So you're trying to tell us that we have 2 days before something comes and destroys us. Can we do anything? Is there something we can do? Can we not stop it? People are starting to panic. People are wild-eyed, and they're like, 2 days, something's coming. We need to get shelter. We should get in the lines. We should
Come back
hide.
to me, because this has been a long time. Before pandemonium breaks out.
Yeah, it's on the brink. Even some of the
this would be a good
some
time
of
for
the
me to
jackdaws are kind of starting to panic as well. Brandy Jack, back to you.
Okay, so I am back at the bar after being thrown out 10 minutes prior to this happening. First off, I do want to mention, as Hans pointed out, and I pointed out last game, I have leveled up. I should have a follower. I should have an NPC.
Your follower is the I'm gonna make him the guy who recognizes you as Brandy Jack.
I figured, yeah. I just wanted to head that up because I might call on him in this case, and I want to make sure they don't kill him. I'm going to take a kneel at the bar for a second and rub my lips as I look at the men, and I want to do a quick size up of them. Describe them to me.
It's not just men in the bar. There are women. There's even a visitant in the bar, so a non-human-looking gentleman. They are young for the most part. They look to be, some of them, they look like they are the type of men who aren't quite capable of finding work on their own. They're not physically that impressive. They look like ruffians, a lot of them, kind of rough and tumble type kind of guys, not able to hold a steady job, like to drink, like to party, but also they are looking for
So I'm
leadership.
picturing South Oshawa and walking the streets.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm leaning on the bar and I kind of turn to them and I say, "You ever heard of a guy named Brandy Jack?"
One of the older ones kind of looks over at you. Yeah?
What do you know of him?
Well, when I first came to this gathering, Jack Ketch used to talk about a Brandy Jack, and well, he used to say he was a great leader, and he would have led us to do great things, and one day that he might come back.
What would you do if this Brandy Jack did come back?
I would ask Jack Ketch what he would have us do. But I imagine he would lead us to greatness. He takes another swig and he turns away from you.
Yeah, you'd think he would have. And I kind of look down, a little depressed and a little disappointed in myself. All right. And I turn to the barman and I say, "Where's the bathroom? I need to take a shit."
It's outside.
Then I shall be back. And I head outside, and I want to walk around the perimeter of the building. Is there any other way in?
You do hear the commotion, kind of. I mean, you'd expect this much. I mean, there's a rabble of crowd, trying to kill people. So it's. Sorry. So you're going around and you're looking for other entrances?
Yes.
It is a metal building with the occasional window.
Are there any windows close to the back?
Yep. You do get the impression that if you there is a window in the room where Jack Ketch was.
Yeah.
Also, there's one window basically in every room. There's light being let in through a window.
Perfect. I want to look through the window in the room that Jack Ketch was in. Very sneaky.
Yeah. So sneakily you look in and you see him standing over the table with his arms on either side of the table, and he's just looking back and forth, and you can, from his demeanor and body expression, he's pissed off.
Yeah. Where is my follower?
Followers in the crowd is one of the 6 that has gone out.
Thought so. Is there? Where am I? Like in an alleyway? Describe what's around me.
So you're standing in mud, and just like anywhere else. Because of the nature of this building being one of the metal buildings, it is actually separate from the mud huts that are surrounding you. It's not attached to anything, so it's not an alleyway per se. More like just an intersection of pathways all around the buildings.
Perfect. Is this a completely no one's around looking at me? They're all drawn to the crowd, correct?
Exactly.
Excellent. All right. I'm going to go to the window to the room next to him.
What is Shaz doing? Sniping people.
He's expecting me to start shooting at him through the window. I'm not that crass. I'm going to go to the window next to him and open it. Not the one in the room, but the room next to him.
All right. So it seems to be one of the storage rooms type things for the back of the bar.
And I will climb in.
All right, so you climb in. You look around you, you see these kegs, and you see food storage, food supplies, that type of thing. And a goat.
Perfect. And a goat. And is there a room? Is there a door to this room to his room?
No, it looks like this would enter into the bar room.
Oh, well, fair enough. I remove my potion of invisibility.
You have one of those?
Yeah, it was one of the ciphers I got.
That's a pretty sweet cipher.
I know.
Oh
It's
yeah.
my ace.
Oh no, I remember. It's from the tree, right?
Yeah.
However, it stinks. Remember, you smell putrid, like rotten flesh.
I ain't going for the good smelling kind. And I pour it all over myself. How long does it last?
Let's roll a 1d6.
Hoo-hoo. This better be hours.
No, it won't be. We're gonna say 1 minute.
Shit. All right. We can do it in 1 minute. All right.
The smell is horrible. Horrible.
That's
you
fine.
smell like you're rolling around in putrid flesh.
Is it a well-known smell?
Putrid flesh? Probably not.
No. What I mean to say is, like, if someone smelt it, would they know there was someone invisible around me, or would it just
No,
smell?
they would be. No, they'd smell like, where is this dead butcher shop? Where's this butcher shop and the rotted meat? Something's gone bad.
I assume so. Perfect. All right. Then I am going to very quickly, after I pour it on me, I'm going to exit my room and walk into Jack Ketch's.
Okay. So he's standing with your back to you, leaning over this table, saying, "Oh, that didn't go as like planned. Who needs him?" And he's just muttering to himself.
And I'm going to sneak over to him.
What the hell is that smell? Thomas! Somebody check this cellar. Something's gone off. Oh, it's horrible.
Do you want me to roll?
I need you to do a sneak.
I do have sneaking skill. I upgraded it last time. So it will lower it 1 tier. And if I'm doing it, is it speed that I'm lowering? Like to...
Yeah.
Perfect. Then I will lower my speed by 1 tier, and I will be sneaking. Bring me down to 7-4. It's 3 points I spent to lower it, right? Because I don't have any.
You feel your head's a little bit, foggy from the drink, and you get the impression that he's probably a little drunk too. As he slurs his words, he says, "Thomas, there's got to be something out. Find out what that smell is."
Perfect. I lower the thing 2. I lower 1 for mine and then 1 sneaking.
Okay.
Here we go. I will spend an XP to reroll that. Oh, never mind.
You don't need to. Fortunately, it is enough in this situation because he lowered it, and he's drunk.
Excellent.
He's been drinking since you left the room, and he's pissed off.
Now, when he
turns
mask,
and sits down. He turns and sits down in the chair.
Perfect. Now, when he removed the mask from his own face,
yep.
I saw how he took it off.
That's right.
How did he take it off? Did he take it off over? Did he just pull it straight off?
It seems like he pressed the side of the helmet, and a little bit, it seemed to open up a little bit bigger, kind of like Iron Man's mask.
Ooh.
And he can kind of takes it off. Not the one that goes, the one that just opens up this way and comes off.
Perfect.
How many iron masks do you know?
At least 6.
He's thinking of the one, I know what you're thinking of, the one from Lost in Space.
Yeah, not that one.
Matt LeBlanc has. All right. I didn't expect that, but I will do it nonetheless.
What are you doing? You're trying to take it off of him?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so he instantly feels it. You press in the side of his head, and he goes, "What the hell?"
And as he does that, I kick the leg of his chair.
To have him drop down?
Yeah.
So that his mask comes off?
Naturally, everyone is going to put their hands out to stop themselves. He's going to go, whoa!
Yeah.
He wouldn't go,
hypothetically, if this works out, you should be left with the mask in the air and him on the floor.
That's my only goal here.
All right. Roll away. This is going to be a difficult... Trained people have a 50-50 chance at success.
All right. Speed? Yeah, I'm going to use speed to lower it another... And I use 3 points.
How is your pool? Is your pool okay?
I'm at 4 left for speed.
Remember, you guys have your 10-second rests and things like this, too, right? You got to remember to use these things.
Right, I'm going to use that then, right now.
But you can't do it now. Not right now.
Why can't
you can take 10 seconds. You can take 10 seconds before you do it. Yes.
All right, I will lower it. So it costs 3 points to lower one thing, right?
Yep.
All right, here we go. So I'm down to 1 in speed. Very bad to be there, but...
Okay.
And I'm lowering it 1. Now, do I have anything that helps me? Anybody? Anybody?
Escape, kind of, but not really.
No.
Pickpocket, if you had pickpocket, but this isn't even involving a pocket. I don't think so.
No. All right. Then let's just pray to the gods.
Try spitting on it.
Oh, Hans just spent 5 XP to give Brandy Jack 1d6 points. Thank you, Hans.
Woo.
You are MVP. You and Aisha.
By the way, community, you guys can use XP to also help him in this situation, I believe, right, Justin?
Help?
By using the XP, yeah. They can spend 1d6 to heal or to go towards the other.
Can they help us roll it anyway?
No, I don't think so.
No, they can't, but, we could.
I'm going to say today, let's do that. If anyone wants to spend, what's a reasonable amount, Justin? You're the kind of XP master right now. 5 points?
Yeah, why don't we say 5 points for today?
If anyone wants to spend 5 points to lower this difficulty, because this is kind of a pinnacle moment, does Brandon Jack get this mask? Does he not? I'm going to say you guys have 5 seconds now to figure that out. I don't know what the delay is. Maybe that's the time that I'm
Aisha, your points can help Brandy, so I'm going to use more points from Aisha. So you spent 10 points this game to help, so that's down 1 from Aisha.
I'm a maximum of 3, guys. We're going to do a maximum of 3.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to still take Hans's 1d6 to raise my speed back up because I'm at 1. So I'm going to do that first and foremost. Thank you, Hans, again.
Okay, Bob has signed on.
Okay, so that's 2. Do we have one more, or is that it?
So I'm back up to 7 speed thanks to Hans.
And
Bob said you have my 5, and Hans said 5 more for me.
You have my 5.
So you got the 3. So from the 12, it's gone to 9, to 6, to 3. You need to roll a 3 to be successful. Yeah.
You can count on my steel.
Thank you, community, because that is fun. I enjoy that.
Hold on, that's a big... Yeah. You guys are the best.
Let's see, guys. Let's see if it was worthwhile. Laugh so hard if he rolled.
Oh!
All right.
No problem. You kick the chair. You press the button.
You guys.
The mask begins to open, and his hands come up to grab it, and then you kick the chair out from underneath him, and his hands go down to stop him. He lands on the ground, looking up at his mask floating above him, saying, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "Jackdaw's in here now!" And he's flailing around trying to grab the mask, and because he rolled a 17, you get the chance to put it on him yourself.
Put it on me.
You get it on you, yeah.
Yes, that's what I do. I put it on myself.
Instantly, all the gentlemen from the other room storm in and go, "What the hell's going on in here?" And they see what looks to be Jack Ketch standing there, slightly shorter than normal, but they're a little inebriated. They can't quite tell that. And a gentleman with a slight disfigurement on his face. And, he's talking to him and say, "Someone's got my mask! Destroy him!" And they're like, "What? What's going on?" Do you say anything?
Well, I have to be. I must be uninvisible now because it's been more than a minute. It has to.
We're gonna say after the because you rolled a 17 and we had such community. we're going to say, yeah, it's worn off at that moment when they walked in and you're standing there with the mask on.
Then I put my hand out in front of them as I kind of start fading away, and I say, Jackdaws, you have been led astray by this man. I am Brandy Jack, the true
Oh, that's not where I
leader
thought that
of
was going.
Jackdaws.
Interesting.
I am here to help you, to right the wrongs that this betrayer has done to the good Jackdaw name. If you are true men, men of caliber, men who require a greater world than this, stand with me and not with him.
Okay, so what this mask does for the
I
average
have the power!
for the average person, it actually helps them with the same type of rolls that Harlan has automatically. It's not going to increase it, but what it does allow Harlan to do is I called it the mask of inspiration. And instead of doing, you can actually do, you know how you give advice? You can do that. Right. So you can do that regularly with this mask for any type of advice. So it's not one that you have a skill necessarily on. You can just give people advice on it and be like, you can do it, buddy. Kind of like a morale boost kind of thing.
Perfect. Then I will say this to everyone there. You are free? No. You are free to make your own decisions. You do not need to follow this man. And I look at poor fucking Reynolds on the floor and say, you only require one last act for redemption. This last act is to right the wrongs that this man has made you perform. There is a crowd out there, unruly. I will address them to make sure that we can work together at saving the end of the world. Are you with me?
So, intrusion. Oh, no intrusion. I need you to roll a defense roll because Jack Catch has grabbed a knife and is trying to stab you from behind.
Okay. What do I use for defense?
You roll. Yeah, you can roll either your might or your speed.
I will roll might, because I have lots of it and I never use it. So let's do might. And lower it down. I can lower it down 2 tiers, right, for 6 points?
Pardon me?
I can lower it 2 tiers for 6 points?
No, it would be 3 and 2.
Oh, 5
3
points?
for the initial. Yeah.
Perfect. Then we shall do that, and I will lower it 2 tiers.
What was the intrusion story?
Before you
no,
roll
it's just-
that,
He stabs me.
we're going to go back to the outside.
Oh, but I wanted to come in as right when everything was going fucked up. This went quick. Let's be honest. I left, walked around. It was 1 minute of invisibility. Literally, all this has happened in maybe 4 minutes.
I'm going to give the guys another chance. Some more people are getting on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, they're getting on the stage?
oh yeah. Oh no, sorry, Justin's. Yeah, I forgot where Justin was. Oh yeah, that's Cookcast. They're not getting
They're
on
not
the
be getting on the
stage.
stage because Brandy Jack's gonna hear a big boom.
Yeah, shit's going down over there. Okay, people are kind of in a stalemate over there. Let's go back to Brandy Jack. Sorry. I don't want
It's not
everyone to
gonna
die.
go anyways. So I'll roll for this to see if you. And I lowered it 2 tiers.
Yep.
Oh, that's
You're okay. You're fine.
Oh, good. So what
So
is he
using strength, you hit the knife away, and it's now your turn. So he's obviously going to try again. He's standing up now to try to attack you.
I want to see what they're doing before I turn to him.
They are confused. They're like, wait a second, who is this guy? Brandy Jack? The older guy is kind of like trying to piece things together. You're wearing his mask. They've never seen his face before.
Mm.
So they're confused. They're not sure if you're the leader. You're Brandy Jack. You're claiming not to be his leader. Why are you wearing his mask? So it's kind of, to them, it kind of makes sense that you're still his mask now.
I'm claiming to be the true leader of the
Right, so I'm going to have you do an intellect roll and give you an advantage because of the mask again. So go ahead, and it's going to be challenging, but I think you can do it.
Okay, so again, I have all social, pleasant, personable, natural charisma. However do you want to lower it? I don't know.
Yep, go ahead. I'm going to lower it by 1, 2, 4. Okay, you're at 2 right off the bat because of the mask and your training.
Do I know? I don't know what I have to get though, eh?
I'm not going to tell you, no.
Okay. 9.
You're fine. You just made it. They are skeptical, but they take you to be the leader of the Brandy Jacks at this point.
Good. And then I turn to Reynolds.
They're just calling you Jack. They're saying, Jack, what's going on? What do we do?
That's Brandy Jack. And I turn to Reynolds and I say, and I only refer to him as Reynolds, as he's cowering on the floor trying to stab me. Reynolds, you were a young man when we first met, my age. So we were both young men. We were both young men when we met.
He was younger than you.
You were younger than me when we first met, Reynolds. You have lived a lie. You have let your anger form a delusion in your head to rile people up with the power of this mask. Well, no more. Your face is now shown to the world for its true form, and the monster that you truly are will be revealed. And I turn to the men and say, leave him alone. He need not suffer for the crimes he did. He was weak, and I turn to him, and a coward. And I walk out of the bar. And run back to the fucking stage.
He looks at you with a tear, and he takes the knife and he stabs it into his stomach.
Ooh.
And falls to the ground dead.
Fuck you, Reynolds. Fuck you, man.
And I'm going to take out everyone. I want to give everybody, just because we're doing a good job, I think you guys are playing really well so far. I'm going to just give everybody 3 points of experience. And I'm going to be, you can spend them, figure that out. I will be right back.
Oh, okay. Nice. So I have 5. I'm definitely
that is wonderful. Hans awarded us 1 experience to fight over. I was at 0. Chris just gave me 3.
I'm fine with you taking it.
I'm fine with me taking it?
Oh, yeah. No.
That's how we fight in Canada.
Yeah, we don't fight, Hans.
Wait, no, first we're like, I'm sorry, Justin. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Justin.
You know what? I shouldn't have even asked. I should have just given it to you.
No,
Yeah,
honestly.
No, you know what? Just, it's yours. Honestly.
You sure?
It was always meant to be yours, and I'm sorry I even had the thought.
Hug, guys.
I'm just sorry for putting you in this situation, Like, this must be hard for you. I appreciate your being the bigger man,
Hug, guys, hug.
I heart you.
I heart you too. I'm sorry for saying sorry so much too, by the way.
It's okay, Alex. You're gone. He gave us 3 XP, and I took the mask from him, and I am now running back to the stage to right the wrongs this monster did. Yeah, I gave myself a round of applause.
That was a round of applause worthy. So what has happened so far? So we got up from the cave. We saw this giant mob of people.
Alex says sorry, by the way, for being late or being out.
Okay, yeah. Welcome back, Alex. No mic still. Mute Alex. So Brandy Jack went up on the stage and tried to convince the audience, and they just did not have it. And then he went and spoke with the guy with the mask, and he's got the mask now, and so now you can speak. Brandy Jack can speak with even more authority.
I think this mask. This is basically a superhuman mask. This is literally the mask from the mask, where it makes me like a superhero. At least me.
That is sweet. And so in the meantime, Pivot, Theric, and Shaz are surrounded by an angry crowd, and Pivot is maybe short-sightedly kneeling on the stage with a bomb, basically, and threatening to blow up the bomb unless people stay off the stage.
I'll get back in time.
And I will tell you, at this point, having been defeated, failing in both of his attempts to do something, and lying prone, face down on the ground, Theric is actually going inside of himself as he's remembering being wounded at the Temple of the Pure. And he's getting a rush of feelings back about the time he was kicked out of the temple and shunned from all humanity that he knew at the time, and left to fend for himself in the wilds. So he's taking a moment to just lie down and do nothing. as he's feeling very defeated at the moment.
Oh.
However, he will use that moment to do a 10-second rest and recover a little.
All right. So where are we, GM?
So we're back.
I'm sorry. I'm spending my 4 XP to increase my edge in speed. 1, just so we know.
And I'm going to use mine to increase my edge in intellect. No, you know what? It's going to be might. It's going to be might.
All right. Where are we at, Jim?
So, Brandon and Jack, you're running back in, and the scene is not what you expected to see. There's Pivot on the stage swearing, yelling at the top of his lungs, threatening the people that he's going to blow shit up. Not to mention he's telling them about the creature in the sky, and you can see there's a little bit of panic starting to creep over the crowd. People are starting to be uncalm, like starting to lose their shit. So that's what you come across, and you see there's Theric, who's been knocked to the ground and hit, and surrounded by a couple jackdaws, including the one who looked up to you, and Shaz, who everyone's kind of scared of him and giving him some distance as well, as if he's just as dangerous as the bomb on the stage.
All right. I run up on stage and I scream in my most commanding tone. Halt!
Johnson, you freak out and press the button. I'm just kidding.
I said stay off the stage! I think it's the other guy.
Oh yeah, that's true. You do believe it's the other guy. So, you yell, Brandon Jack. Your voice carries. Your voice carries. One more thing I forgot to tell you about this mask, because it is super powerful, it actually projects your voice louder too.
It's like a
megaphone.
Yo, what's up? Who wants a rap battle? Oh, I threw my mask. All right. So, I do that. Stop! Does everybody stop?
People are looking at you.
And I turn to Pivot. And I give him the old 1-2. What we know to be the Pivot and Brandy Jack inside handshake nod thing that we do. That's it. Yeah, that's what you do. So he immediately can tell that it is me.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, come on. We've known each other for years. It's like if I was wearing a mask, would you guys really not know it's me if I was like...
Well, just pull out the jack knife.
Well, yeah, you see it strapped to my back. Dude, yeah. I'm wearing everything the same.
That's true. That's like Batman. It's like, why can't... Anyways.
Or Superman.
Oh, sorry, it's Superman, yeah.
Glasses.
So I say, stop! And I say, the man who addressed you earlier to kill this poor woman was wrong. I'm not going to pretend I'm him. I feel like it would just be too much to bluff. He was wrong. And he was angry and scared. As many of you are, I can see in your faces. And I scan the crowd, and I notice Pivot leaning on a bomb button. I see Theric on the ground with a tear in his eye. You're on the best. And I'm like, fuck, they got Theric. Things are fucked up. And I turn to them and I say, fear keeps us focused on the past or worried about the future. But do not hide from it. And I start scanning the crowd with my eyeless, my no eyes. Acknowledge your fear. We can realize that right now, and we are okay. Today we are alive and our bodies are working. Our eyes see a beautiful sky. Our ears still hear the voices of the ones we loved and lost. And with that power, we must change tomorrow. This man who uses such violent ways is right. We must work together to solve what comes for us tomorrow. How are they reacting?
Like sheep.
Good. Good. And I walk over in loud gestures, and I untie Morrow and the guards. And as I'm there with Morrow, I whisper, even though it gets amplified, "It's me, Brandy Jack, Brandy Jack."
No, you have control over the voice.
Okay. I say, "It's me, Brandy Jack. We met earlier. Do you remember? I was the handsome one."
Of course I remember. What the hell's... What's
Yeah,
going
just-
on?
Look, I'm untying you. And by the way, if you're not doing anything after, maybe you and me get a spot of drink. I haven't been fucked in a while, and I'm saving your life. Ladies and gentlemen, I am untying this woman, for she is not the cause of your strife. A hand, open palm, means nothing, but a fist can conquer all. And together, if we work together, we can solve. What?
Oh, you want the crowd to react?
Yes.
What? We can't solve anything. We can solve. How are we gonna eat?
We will eat when the day is done. They can't see my eyes. When the deed is done.
What will you have us
Farmer
do?
worries. An ignorant farmer tends his crops, and he knows that the seed planted. He knows that the seed planted will not feed him today, but will feed him tomorrow. And unless we plant those seeds today, there will be no food for tomorrow, for there will be no tomorrow.
You see Ken Rockford push his way to the crowd. People are getting out of the way,
And I
and he
help him
gets
up.
up.
Listen
goes-
to this man.
He addresses the crowd and he says, I have not seen what they speak of with my own eyes.
I start squeezing him. Don't.
But what I can tell you is that this group of people are working with such passion, and I've seen them face such atrocities that it leads me to believe them to be truthful. And I think our only chance is to work together and to do everything we can to help them. I ask you guys to help these people. The crowd is confused, though, because they're like, who are these guys? Are they the jackdaws? Are they some other people? What is going on? Is there a creature coming to kill us? They're kind of convinced of that much, and seeing Kent Rockford kind of back you guys up has really helped, and they're pretty much in the palm of your hand at this point. So you can really tell them what to do, and they'll pretty much follow it, but I'm not going to lie, it is confusing for them.
And I'm going to clear that. Creeds, colors, banners, worry not of these. Worry not of the title we hold ourselves under. The title Jackdaw means nothing in these times. What we are is a unified force. We are miners, we are mothers and fathers, we are friends and enemies. We are a fist, and we must dedicate ourselves to one goal. And I nod to Kent. Right.
Yes. And then Kent says, if they tell the truth, we need to find a 20-kilo shard within 2 days' time. People are saying, it's impossible, it can't be done.
Nothing is impossible!
And Kent says, we have to try, it is our only chance. We will work every mine. We will work the abandoned mines. We will work the forbidden mines. Too dangerous, for we have no choice. We will divide into our shifts, and we will all go and work until we find it. Does everyone understand? And some of them say, "What are we going to do? What are we? Are we going to be safe down there? We don't have the materials." Moro actually steps in and she says, we have found what we can for you, and we will provide for those people who are going to the most dangerous sections of the mines. But even I will be down there with you, and I will not have the protection I require to be safe, because I believe this to be our only chance.
As will I. And I step between the two to show a unified bond, and I remove my mask. We will all be working together. This is not a matter of a man telling another man what to do. This is a matter of us all in the same gravy train.
Deep.
Gravy.
Gravy.
Gravy. And I look to Pivot and I nod to Theric. Gravy? I haven't eaten in like a day.
Blood is thicker than water, but gravy is thicker than both. Gravy. Gravy.
Gravy.
Okay, we gotta make sure that we're including Alex on this too.
Oh, yes, sorry. He says, well, he's been whispering things throughout the entire time. As I've been standing there, Shaz walked over and mentioned to me about Geom Kittrick, and he also mentioned to me about working together. So those were both his ideas.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention Geom Kittrick.
Unfortunately, the smoke has really gotten into his voice box, and it's really interfered with his ability to speak. So
we need to work together. We need to work together, he's saying. Yes, we need to work together.
With the instructions of Kent and Moro Edsley, you have a big advantage now because they have the items that they will need to be more successful, and they have the direction of Kent Rockford. He's kind of directing the men of where to go, the men and women where to go, and they're dividing up and moving towards the different mines. The jackdaws, as the people are scattering to get ready and start their work, the jackdaws are coming to you, and they say, "What's happened to Jack Ketch?"
Jack Ketch is a non-existent person.
The one who recognizes you says, "Who cares? This is Brandy Jack, the Brandy Jack." People are like, "Who the hell is that? What's going on?"
And I push past Shaz and Theric and Pivot at first, because obviously all four of us were together, and I say, Brandy Jack is the real leader of the Jackdaws, as well as his best friend Pivot, and his friend Theric, and his friend Shaz. And I bring the four of us up and say, we are the true leaders of the Jackdaws, and we are the ones who are going to bring it to glory. However, what I said applied to all of us. We all need to be working together.
Okay, can you roll for that one?
Of course. And I'm going to lower it by something. All right.
Unfortunately, they're all like, I don't know what's happening with this gang. This shit's too weird. And all of them leave except for your follower, who recognized you. And
We're going to make a new gang.
We're going to call ourselves the Jets.
With hookers and blackjack.
Yeah. And they go off like this.
What's his name, by the
way? What is his name? Go ahead.
No.
You come up with a name. No,
I want Aisha. Aisha, what is his name? I'm making a new post. Please let me know.
Okay, so, this guy is kind of your liaison with the remainder of the Jackdaw group. He'll let you know kind of he's able to interact within the circles of the Jackdaws, and you can kind of influence them in ways through that, or, that kind of thing. He'll give you that type of information.
And I think I can just command him to do things too, right?
For sure.
I'll read up on it while you continue.
Okay, so in the meantime, after all the miners have gone and found the materials and more, they've all scattered to the different quadrants of the city. Kent Rockford comes up to you and says, I need to see it. I still don't believe you guys 100%, but I'm not willing to risk it at this point. I've sent the men to work, and I will be down there with them as soon as I have been shown that this creature you speak of exists at all. Take me to Geom Kittrick.
And Shaz speaks up and says, I will take you. Oh, let me point to him. I will take you to Geom Kittrick. This is my new voice. I love pointing, and my throat tickles. I love pointing this way and touching my throat and pointing, and I love touching and pointing. Looks like he's talking to someone behind the camera, and he walks off.
All right, so just the two of you guys go?
Yeah, I guess I'll go with. What are we all doing?
I might as well go with. I mean, I put the bomb away and
I got out of hand.
Casually.
I didn't need to use that. Okay,
Where
so
am I?
Aisha named my new follower Corvus Dinklage Cuthbert II Esquire. I actually really like the name Corvus. That's a really cool name. So he is now Corvus. I mean the whole name, but I'm just going to call him Corvus. And I'm writing him on my sheet.
From the Fifth Element? Is that what, true?
No, that's Corbin. Corbin Dallas?
Hmm.
Corvus reminds me of the main character from Dishonored, the video game, but I don't think his name is Corvus. Corvo or something? Someone will correct me, I'm sure. All right,
Okay,
so
so you
we'll
guys-
all go.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
walking
actually-
over.
Never mind, yeah, we all go.
You guys eventually make your way to Geom Kittrick, and you climb the staircase. You get to a point where you need to buzz in again, and you would need to address Geom and let him know you're here.
All right, so I carry Shaz, who obviously can't be talking, and Kent, and we kind of start walking, and I notice that Pivot and Theric are trailing behind. And I turn around and make a look at Pivot.
And I hold up my hands questioningly.
And I look at Pivot and I say, why are you stopping behind?
Oh, I just want to talk to Theric about what happened on the stage.
And so Kent and Shaz and I walk up, and Alex speaks to Kent and says, say your name. Into the mic when we get to the top of Geom. Yeah, well, here, do...
I'm so confused.
or whatever. Okay.
All right.
Well, go work on Pivot and Theric for a second, because I got to pee anyway.
Okay. So Pivot.
I hold Theric back. And I say that was pretty intense. I wasn't hoping to press that button, but I would have.
I do not doubt you, Pivot, for I believe in what you said, and I believe that you're a man of your word.
Now, we were almost run down there, and shit got real there for a second. And I looked over at you, just caught a glimpse, but it didn't look like you were doing too well. And just between you and me, what was going on? What happened to you? You're usually up on your feet and taking care of things, no problem.
As I've told you, Pivot, it is a challenge for me sometimes to accept myself as I am. And in that moments of failure, I came to question all that we are doing and whether or not I am worthy of being by yours, Shaz's, and Brandy Jack's side.
Worthy? Worthy? I almost blew up an entire stage filled with innocent people.
And I would never judge you for that.
And we don't judge you either, man. Among us, what you do, what you feel is right, we'll stand by you. If you fail, it happens. I don't know if pulling out a bomb in the middle of the stage in an intense situation was the best call, but I did it, and I don't regret it at all. Might have been a failure in someone else's eyes, but hell, it's what happened.
Regardless, Pivot, it matters not, for we are here now. And we must truly learn to let these things go. I, too, have a lot to let go, and will, in time, I'm sure. If we get to have that time.
I think we will. I'm
Let
feeling
us
good.
move on.
What do you
Good
got
talk.
there? What do you got there? I'm hungry.
None of your business. It's ice cream cake.
None of your business. It's ice cream cake.
Well, first I was gonna hide it. And then I was gonna hide it.
Okay.
So,
So
we,
you
yeah,
guys
we
get to the top, and you see Geom Kittrick, and he looks up at you, and he looks exhausted. He does not look as well put together that he had the last time you saw him in the city. Still big, intimidating type looking man now, but his eyes look tired, and he's working away. He says, "Finally, have you brought it?"
No.
We're running out of time. We need to hurry.
I
It's
understand
coming.
that, but look, one of the men who is most important in us getting you the shards doesn't believe that this fucking thing is going to eat the world. Can you show him, and then we can go get it?
He looks around. He sees Kent Rockford. He says, "Yes, I can show him, but we need to hurry." And he brings him over. He shows them where the Oculus is. Kent stops. And he says, "Holy shit, you were telling us truth the whole time. What the hell are we doing? What is this shard gonna do?"
The door.
Is it even gonna? What are we doing? Like, what's the shard gonna do? Are we gonna be able to stop him?
Were you not paying attention at all, Kent? We do need the shard. Let us go, collect the shard, we will explain on the way. Again, we need the shards to power an invention by Guillaume Kittrick to take out that beast that you saw with your own eyes. And we do not have much time left.
I just want to show the picture again if I can find it. There. That's what we're looking at here. Oh.
That's an appropriate use of that sound effect.
Inappropriate or appropriate?
An appropriate one.
Oh.
Appropriate.
Okay, so he's convinced now, and he's actually the first one out of this place, and he's running down the steps saying, "Hurry up! We gotta go! We gotta mine! We gotta find that shard." So
exactly
he's going.
said.
Yeah, well, he didn't believe you. Now he does. So he gets to the bottom of the stairs, and he says, "Okay, I'm going to mine 6." And he says, "Here, take this," and he hands you a map. And on the map, it shows you where all the mines are in the city, and there's 9 of them. There's 9 different places that they've gone to. And he says, I'm really worried about some of these places. We've not mined there because of the hazards that lurk below. Some of them overrun with creatures. Other ones have, are not safe structurally. And I'm afraid we're not convinced everyone fully to work at their full potential. They don't know the severity of this. Please go and make sure that everyone is working at their most ability. I will work on one of the mines, and hopefully that will be enough to
Which one is
help
most
you.
dangerous?
So he gives you a list of all the mines. It's a number system 1 to 9. He says number 7 and 6 are the most dangerous because of the 7 because of the creatures that lurk in there, and number 6 because of the fact that the structure, it's not very structurally sound. He also warns you about number 2, saying that the shift that tends to work that mine, morale has been particularly low, and they probably wish that there had been more of an upheaval of the Moro Etzli people. So there could be issues there as well. The way he looks at it is that this is a shot in the dark. You're going to have a chance to find a shard, but depending on how this gives you more options, the more morale that you have for each of the mines, the better chances are. If you take care of the creatures, the more likely they're going to go deeper into the mine and these things. So you can, in the end, this is a big challenge for you guys. You have the chance in each of these mines to find a shard, but it's a significantly difficult. It's very difficult for you to find it. Having Kent Rockford go has helped you guys. Having more Etzli has helped you guys. Having the mask has helped you guys. Now all you can do is make sure that each of these 9 places are working as they should. I mean, you don't have to do anything. You could just hope that it's working right now. And we could roll the die right now, but you have 2 days, and you have 2 chances.
Alex says this sarcastically, apparently. So, where do we find a shard that size? Out of all those options, I'm assuming he's saying.
Yeah, you don't find it. Basically, you have to allow them to mine on their own, but you're going to help their ability to mine. In the end, it's still going to be a chance, and you just got to help your chances as best you can by making sure that they're working.
Again, is this something that perhaps we should divide our forces on?
You
Brandy,
can.
I believe that you would be good at bringing up morale. Perhaps you and Shaz could head that way. I don't believe anyone should mine in structurally unsound conditions, for what's the point in killing people who might be dead tomorrow anyway? Whereas Pivot and I could take on physical dangers.
It's a tough call. But not my call to make. What does everyone think?
I agree with Theric. I think split up that way would double our productivity and makes sense. I don't know how much use I'm going to be surrounded by people who saw me pull out a bomb on them. I guess everybody saw me do that, but these guys might be the most testy.
And yet, they may respect your willingness to dive into danger.
True. Shaz, what do you think? Interesting. As he writes it on the sand before him, like they do in the 13th Warrior. So, fair enough. Well, against my better judgment, I agree. We'll split up, and Shaz and I will go take the conversational approach, and you two can go take the monster fighting approach. But put it this way, mine might not take that long, in which case Shaz and I will then come back and help you guys any way we can.
Now, would it also make sense that Kent does take this structurally unsound one, as he has the most experience in actual mining, and his experience may keep those people safer than otherwise they would be?
What does
He
Ken
says, Kent explains to you that my guidance I will go to that mine and try to guide as best I can, but I'm probably the fastest miner out there. I'm going to be working diligently to try to find the shard. I don't have time to really guide the men. That is something that you should do.
Fair enough, Kent.
All right.
Pussy.
We'll split up.
The
And I
guy
give
took
fair-
a pickaxe to the left. So well, I go.
Now, before
Shaz and I run away, I turn to Theric and Pivot, and I give a knowing nod and a hug to Theric. And then to Pivot.
What about ciphers? How you doing for ciphers there, Theric?
I'm well, thank you. I still have my crab juice Viagra and my bulimia of trapping.
I have none. Oh, sorry, I have the cloud seed. I think.
And I think Shaz has a worm.
Didn't you give the cloud seed away? Didn't you use it to show that you'd destroy them?
You're right. Yeah.
He
So
gave
I had
it.
nothing.
Oh, all right, okay. All right. Well,
So 0 unless anybody
that's
wants
what we're
to.
working with. That's what we're working
Well,
with.
I guess I could give you one of those, because if I thought my hat was done, but if my hat is still good, then I've still got the hat.
I wouldn't mind one, just so at least we all have one.
Well, what about Geom? Does he? We already took some ciphers from him, but maybe he's got some load of ciphers. No.
Maybe he's got one at the bottom of a drawer, Chris.
He could. You can go
I
back
run
up
back
and
up
ask
and
him.
check.
Yeah, let's
go back up.
Go back out and look.
Yeah,
Well, again,
it's-
regardless, I'm still only allowed to carry 2, correct? Or does it change as you go up in tier?
check. It depends if it'll say when you level up.
I think you can use a skill slot or something to increase your limit instead of buying a new skill.
Ah.
I could be wrong though.
If anyone knows, feel free to type it in there, because again,
Yeah,
for
it does
new to
change,
this game.
but offered no solution as to how.
That's almost helpful, Alex. Thank you.
He
Let me
believes-
see
he
here.
doesn't
Let me
believe.
check. I might actually written this one down.
Well, either way, I run back up to Geom.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any, and I still could carry 2. Geom,
Okay.
give me something.
It says, do you not think I would... Wait a second. I actually might have something. Go ahead and do a 1d20 roll.
Done. Grant Gabe said not at tier 2. Alex said this is very frustrating, LOL. And I got a 13.
He says, okay, I have these 2 things. And he hands you the box, the colonial box. It says, I believe this food will heal you.
The Colonel's box.
Oh, sorry. I said colonial. That's funny. Looks similar.
Yeah. And what's the other one?
Let me see. What did you roll?
13. I can roll again?
No. I don't know if it'll help you. Because I'm not sure what it is yet. I'm not sure what it is yet. Hold on a second. That doesn't sound very helpful.
Thank you,
It's
Grant,
called
by the way, for that.
Anxiety energy. Because you don't have enough with the end of the world coming.
Right?
Anxiety engine. It's a white sphere with a glowing red orb. Fills a 5-foot cube with a cloud of shadowy mist that lingers for 1 hour. The mist cannot be dispersed and remains despite the environmental conditions. Whenever a creature moves to within a short distance of the mist and can see it, the creature sees the cloud transform into something terrifying and horrific. Its worst nightmares come to life. While the creature remains within a short distance of the cloud, the difficulty for all its tasks is modified by 1 step to its detriment.
So it's like the Scarecrow from Batman.
It's exactly what it's like.
Sounds good. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Alex says
More?
cool. Cool.
And do you want the crab juice or the Viagra of trapping? Or the
Crab
bulimia
juice.
of...
No, I have 2, so I'm good.
Okay.
I don't know if my overcharge is going to come in handy at all down there, but I'll take it.
This is game 8 of the World Series. Up at total of 10. So we got to use everything we can use.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of my bulimia of trapping.
Oh, I'll take it.
Okay.
What does that do again?
Can't remember. I remember that it was like you spew out, and then it's like people stick to it or something.
Perfect. All right.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. So is that what
Or at
we're
least that's what it is now. Cause
Is that what we can agree on?
what rationale would I have to call it bulimia of trapping?
Can we agree on that there, Chris? That you puke and then it creates a sticky substance?
Yeah, that's exactly what it did.
Okay.
Nice. Perfect.
What it did was it created a cement, like he puts them in cement that hardens to rock.
Yeah.
Whatever you puke on. Yeah. That's exactly what it does, though. You puke
Yeah,
it.
okay.
Oh, but it's cement.
Yeah, it's like rock, kind of.
Okay.
I knew there was a reason I called it that.
Can you smell what the rock is cooking?
Just
All
maybe
right.
I should write down what
So
it
you guys-
actually does.
You guys are readying yourself. Your hearts are pounding. You've seen the creature again. You are exhausted. Both of you are strained, almost to the point of death. You're not sure if you can make it till morning, let alone to 2 days, where it could last for 2 days where you're still mining. People are screaming through the streets. Some people are panicking, and they're trying to leave the city. And you get word from the first mine that someone has already died. That there's something dark and terrible within the mine, and that it just screams of death erupt from the mouth of this mine. Who's standing outside the one that was a physical? I think that's Pivot and Theric.
And Theric, yes.
So you're standing there and you hear screams and this crunching, blood-curdling scream coming from, and everyone's standing around this open hole and shaking their head saying, no, we can't go back in there. Jack, Brandy Jack. The men are outside, standing there with their picks at their feet, swearing. When you come, they see you and they curse your name and they say, look at this sorry son of a bitch coming here after we had our one chance to be free of this life. and he's going to try to convince us to go down into these mines to risk our necks for some bullshit story about the end of the world.
Mm.
And you get word that there's been a cave-in in one of the mines. Kent Rockford has been trapped by a collision of stone and is now potentially going to die. And we're going to end it there.
Well, Pivot,
Because
we could go back to the bar and get shit-faced.
Yeah, that sounds pretty
Nicely
good.
done, Chris.
Well done, Chris. I'm so nervous. I got the tinglies.
Yeah, Pivot, I say we move on to something nicer for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
find a beach and get
That's
some
right.
beers. And
It's like, ugh.
Well, yeah. Hey, you know what? We could go into the Iron Wind, and maybe it'll turn us into, I don't know,
butterflies.
butterflies or luau dancers or something.
Or like, blobs of guts.
And inside-outness.
Or gut blobs.
Inside out, man. Good
Who knows,
ending.
maybe it's nice. Maybe it's nice.
Fantastic game. Yeah, one more.
Yeah. We have a message
And
from
Alex
Alex.
says, sounds like next game is going to be intense. No, it's in caves, Alex. It's not intense. Tense would be like the flappy. It'd work better if he didn't spell it. No, not intense. God. That's Alex. That's how you read it. G-O-G. Stop. All right. Wow. All right. Thank you all so much for watching along with us. That's your pat on the back moment. That's when you're supposed to say, well done. Thank you all for being here with us. It was so fun, and love the comments, and you guys.
And all the help.
And all the help. Oh my God, yes. So many good suggestions. Although, even though Borgle was one of the most useful suggestions, I still never used it.
Oh, yeah. That would have been helpful.
I know. Either way, and I'm excited to use Corvus, so he's going to come in handy. I'll throw him to the wolves at some point. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please go like it on YouTube. I know it sounds tacky, but it helps us. If you like it, it means people will watch it, more people will come, more people will join the community. And don't worry, you won't get flushed out just because you've been here since the beginning. You get propped up to a higher state of status. You guys get like the gold member status, like where Gabe and Jason and Bob and Aisha and Hans and where all you guys live.
It's like a pyramid. It's like a pyramid scheme.
It's like a pyramid scheme.
You
shit on the people below you. Shit on the people below you. No, I'm kidding. But no, please like it on YouTube. It's very helpful and it's just it feels good. It just feels really good. I want to make sure Alex isn't saying these are like rolling credits. He's just going to be typing as I continue. Again, I wanted to quickly plug our new little Netflix movie club that we're doing with the INVICTUS Stream Film Club. We're watching Take Shelter this week, so Sunday morning. Give it a watch, come back to Facebook, and we'll discuss it, whether you guys liked it or not. And they're all laughing at him, so clearly he's doing something fun. The end. Clearly, it's going to be an interesting movie, so please watch it and let us know how what you think about it on Sunday. Other than that, thank you again so much for watching. Does anyone else have anything to add? I don't think I do.
Well, I do, but that's only the end.
Yeah, I just really want to thank everyone for watching and continuing to do the comments, because I still can't believe how freaking fast you guys are with your sarcasm.
403 comments tonight.
There was a lot on the comments.
Yeah. And I don't want to spoil anything, but we have a bit of a Numenera surprise coming at you this week. Maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? But it is something that I'm sure you guys will like. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already.
Yes. And thank you, Alex, for sticking with us even though your mic is out. I'm sure it is very, very frustrating. I appreciate you sticking around, though, because it would have been easy for you just to give up. And, Mark, I know in Australia it's probably not that easy to find movies, but you can just download them illegally and then pay for them. Thank you guys so much. Again, keep the Facebook page, full. If you guys are playing video games, like I asked at the beginning of this, if you guys are playing video games or role-playing games or tabletop games, let us know. We'd love to hear if you guys have a suggestion. One of the recent big things that was just announced, I think it was today or yesterday, was the winner of the International Tabletop Games, I think, yearly awards, was Dead of Winter, which is actually a game that Chris and Justin and Michael and myself, and I believe maybe Alex, have played multiple times. It is a fantastic game.
It is great.
We love talking about games that we love, and we hope that you guys will do the same. I know a lot of you have been recording your own shows. Mark, I listened to your podcast where you did your End of the World game. If you guys have anything like that, let us know. I'd love to just hear what you guys are playing and what you guys like to do, and if you have any Kickstarters that are exciting, let's keep it going. Keep it all fun around. Other than that, I have one last thing to say, and I'll let Alex say it mouth it while I say it. He's gonna say, Happy Canada Day. Yeah. It is Canada Day. Happy Canada Day, guys. Good night, and Chris?
See you around the table.
See you around the table. Good night, guys.